I'm Denise with Artist Heart Paint Party. You have to customize it. Make something that you like. Make it personal to you. However that is. Oh! That's so cute! I love his little hat. You could be painting your bunny in. This is a pretty spring bunny, and I think that nice, lighter, softer colors look really nice for spring pastel. As big or as small as you want it.
Hey, Nisi.
Hey, Rach.
Can you slow down a little bit?
Sure thing. Actually, I thought it was almost looking like a butterfly, but I thought it would be cool, and I had an apple today, so I saved the core.
That's great.
I wasn't sure if it would work or not, but I thought I'd give it a try.
Yeah, I really like that you're reusing the material that might not seem to have a purpose and might have otherwise been thrown out.
Right. Well, hi, everyone. Happy Halloween. I'm Denise with Artist at Heart, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. We're going to do some fun and easy, maybe a little messy art projects, okay? So I have two different things I'm going to do that are really just fun, sweet, great for the whole family, okay? One is going to be the gauze ghost, okay? So here's my little gauze ghost right here. Do you guys remember doing this as a kid? So let me show you. Okay, so this is the size of my gauze ghost, and I actually painted the face on just 3 black dots. Super, super easy. This is cheesecloth, okay? And you can make your ghost as big or as small as you want to. So I am going to set it on, because it's hard for you to get an idea of how big it actually is. And you're going to customize it. You're going to make it whatever size you want. I used as the base a balloon. So I have a bag of balloons that are easy to blow up. That's really important because, you don't want to hurt your jaw. You want to be able to chew the candy later, right? Let's turn our little ghost. We'll give him a name later. You guys can help me name the ghost, okay? So what I have here is I have some cheesecloth, okay? So again, you can get as much or as little as you want, but you're going to need cheesecloth, okay? And it's very soft. It's really nice to clean things with, wax things with. But I am going to use it with glue and water. So when you do this project, you can use any glue that you want to. I'm going to be using Elmer's school glue, okay? Because I craft a lot. And you can use, something that's disposable. I'm going to use my little pan here. And when you mix the concoction, it's just equal parts. So you're going to use glue and you're going to use water, equal parts. I am not measuring. So again, I have a jug of school glue here. This is Elmer's. So you don't need that much depending on how many ghosts. If you're doing a class of 25 kids, you would fill up this bowl. If I'm making 1 or 2, that's plenty, okay? But you want enough in there so that you can actually dip the cheesecloth in it. So there's my glue, and now I'm just going to add equal parts water, and I'm not a perfectionist, you guys, so I'm not measuring, but I'm just going to guess that's about equal parts, okay? You can use a paintbrush to mix it together. You can use your hands, okay? When I'm dunking it in later, I'm going to use my hands, so I'm going to get a little dirty, but you can put gloves on if you want. This is non-toxic glue. This is Elmer's, okay? So you want to mix it together enough. See the separate, can you guys see? I want you guys to see the concoction that I'm making here, but you want it to mix together enough so that you don't really see the glue and the water separate. You want to keep stirring. Kids love doing this. This would be a really good activity. You can use, a craft stick or a paintbrush and just keep stirring so that it's mixed well. Okay. So again, this is just half glue and half water. Mix it together, and you're going to make enough to coat your cheesecloth. So again, depends on how big your cheesecloth is. What you're going to need to set everything on. Here's an example. Okay, this one this is what it looks like, okay? For a minute, I thought it looked kind of like a jellyfish. But what I did, I used a red plastic cup and a balloon, okay? So I'm going to show you guys how to do that one later. I'm just going to set it aside. You can use a plastic bottle as your base just to hold it and support it. Anything that you have is good. So again, and then you want to make your balloon as big as you want. It can be bigger than this too. And then you're going to like lay the cheesecloth over it, but you want to make sure that it sits on there. That's kind of why I liked this, because I didn't want my balloon to fall off. So see how much better it supports that, but then it makes a chubby ghost. So again, it's up to you. And then once it's dry, you can kind of sculpt it and mold it around. It definitely takes a day to dry. So I did my 24 hours to get it good and dry, and then you can kind of move it around. So this is a good activity for Halloween, and then let it dry for 24 hours. Then you could put your face on it. All right, so let's get going. I have a balloon here. It doesn't matter what color balloon, the color will not come off on your cheesecloth. So see how big my balloon is, because I don't want to hurt that, right? So I'm going to make this one a little bit baby, a little bit. Oh, this is blue. Okay, that's good. So again, I'm going to tie it. Doesn't matter the size. You want it real small, make it small. The little tiny balloons, though, are super hard to blow up. So, all right, look at that. There's my little baby balloon. So again, it could be any size that you guys want. Whatever size balloon you create, that's the size your ghost is going to be. So I'll do it. I'll do the little one. Okay. So hopefully that's not bad. All right, so what I'm going to do next is, so I have my balloon ready. I have my cup ready. You definitely need something for it to drip on. Okay, so I have styrofoam plates here, and that's great for your glue to drip on and dry. So that one's still a little wet. So I'm going to set that one aside. So here's my plate. All right, so next is my cheesecloth. All right, so cut yourself a nice piece of cheesecloth. Don't worry about the raggedy edges, okay? And don't even worry if it's not it could be a perfect square or it can be raggedy. It doesn't matter, because I'm going to cut the edges off in a few minutes. So the next thing I'm going to do with my glue dish here, okay, and again, it's mixed pretty well. The next thing I'm going to do is take my cheesecloth and I'm going to dunk it in there, and I'm going to get it gooey and covered. You want the whole cheesecloth to be nice and coated. And again, this would be something that kids love if they don't have a texture issue. Sometimes kids, I'm a certified art teacher, and some kids have certain texture issues. They don't want to get gluey. They don't want to get slimy. Some kids love it, love pulling that glue off, and adults too. I'm not going to say I don't. So look at this big piece absorbed almost all that. Okay. It absorbed almost all that. So again, it's like trial and error. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open it up. All right. See that, how it coated? And you just want to pull it apart without ripping it. So be gentle. You can see the glue. Ooh, do I look scary? All right. So you can see again, I'm just going to kind of pull my cheesecloth apart. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my balloon and my cup or whatever. Again, you can use a can that's open. Whatever you use, you just want to make it kind of even, right, for your ghost. And this is where it's going to have to sit overnight to dry. And it will dry in the form of what it is drying on. You can overlap it. You can layer it. See that? And I have a lot left on the bottom. So then again, for it to dry so that it doesn't sop all over, I'm going to use a plate. That's going to be my plate. And I'm going to leave it on there overnight. And I'm not even really worried about the form, because again, once it's dry, you can kind of sculpt it. And I'm going to show you. So I'm going to set this aside. You can use any color balloon. You can blow it up to any size that you want. You can make them smaller. You can make them bigger. That's where customizing it. Now let me wipe off my gluey hands. Wasn't too bad, right? All right. So wipe that off. Now this one, you guys, I made last night. So the ends are still kind of gluey. This part up here is dry. All right, so I'm going to back it up a little bit so you can see it. So what I'm going to do is, actually, I'm going to give it, that's when I was like, oh, it kind of looks like a jellyfish. So if you want to make jellyfish, this would be a really cool project too. So I'm going to just cut off this extra. See that? I can leave these pieces or I can cut them off. It doesn't really matter. Now I'm going to carefully, see it's kind of stuck to the cup. I'm just going to kind of pull it around. Now the top is really dry, but because the bottom had so many layers, it's still wet. So I'm just kind of prying it off. And again, it doesn't matter if it keeps its exact shape. See that? Now it's off my cup. I don't need my cup anymore. All right. So the next thing you're going to do is, if you want, especially if you use a white balloon, you can keep the balloon in there, but I'm going to pop my balloon. All right. So I'm just going to turn it over. I'm going to carefully cut it and deflate it. Oh no! Oh no! And then your balloon will pull out of the cheesecloth. You see that? I'm just pulling it out like that. You no longer need this cut balloon. So that's trash. All right. And there is my cheesecloth. And so this is what I meant. You can kind of shape it the way you want it. You can cut the rough edges off if you want. Those little long pieces. That's why when you're creating it, it doesn't really matter too much. If I waited another, day or so, the bottom would be dry too. But I'm just going to cut those off. You see that? And again, you can kind of pop it back. You can squeeze them in like this a little bit. All right. And then, so when you guys do the face, and again, you can look at my little guy over here, and I'll do it real quick on here. So my little guy, all I did was paint an eye, 2 eyes, and a mouth like that. You can do any kind of face that you want to on your ghost. The most important thing is that it's dry, right? So I've already done this one. I'm going to set him aside. Maybe we'll do a his and her ghost. How about that? Ooh, I always think of ghosts as male, like Casper, but we'll do a male and a female, right? So then I have just some black acrylic paint and a fine paintbrush. Again, this you have to wait for it to be dry. And I'm just going to paint on there. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see it better. And you can use circles. You can do ovals. You can always add a couple coats to it. So I only have one coat of black on my ghost. You can make a smile. I'll do another oval. What do you think? And these are really cute too if you want to put a string on it and hang it from the ceiling. Kids love that as well. Or even if you're, if you want to decorate for the holidays, if you want to decorate for Halloween and put a string on it, you can use fishing line, you can use thread. And they'll just look really cute hanging from the ceiling. All right, so there's some eyes. And again, this is dry already. This is the one that's dry. And I don't know if he's going to look too scary if I give him a smile. You want a smile? Should I give you a smile? I could give her eyelashes too. This could be the little girl. How's that look? Or should I do a whole smile? How's that? Does that look like a little girl? To me, it still looks like a boy. But how about this? How about if I do this, it's going to look like a little girl. Not too scary, but ooh, that could be the scary one. This is the girl. And we'll give her eyelashes on this side too. How's that? And now we could just set her aside to dry next to her little boyfriend. Maybe they're brother and sister. I don't know. What do you guys think? All right. How's that? So that gives you an idea. See how simple they are? It just takes time and you just got to clean up your mess. So I want to talk to you about a few other little projects real quick, and then we're going to do a fun paint pouring that I absolutely love. Okay, so real quick, I want to show you guys the puffy paint on a pumpkin. So I have faux artificial pumpkins here. Okay, I painted on, it was just a white solid pumpkin. And I painted the face on, again, with black acrylic paint and a paintbrush right on there. You can make any kind of face you want. I would let it dry. And then after that, I'm going to shut this light off, I think. I have a glare. I'm trying to figure out where the glare is coming from. Can you see it better? Okay. Anyway, I just want to make sure you can see the colors. See that? So this is actually glow in the dark paint. Okay. So this is tulip glow in the dark dimensional fabric paint, and it works great on artificial pumpkins. So you get all these beautiful colors right here. And you can, this is just another way to decorate the pumpkin. Super easy to use, non-toxic, works great, takes time to dry. You need to let it dry overnight because it's going to be thick when it goes on. All right, so that's another one of my favorite fun family activities. All right, now this one's been super, super popular, okay? And today I'm going to use neon paint. So I did this once before, you guys, and it was just very, very popular. So I'm going to do it again with you. So these are paint pouring pumpkins. Okay. Again, I started with a white pumpkin, and you could use any size. So you can tell they're different sizes, right? And you can use any color. So you're going to customize it with your favorite colors. So I have a set of acrylic paint pouring, and I just, decided this one, I want it to be more autumn fall colors. This one, I wanted to do a blue pumpkin, right? This is my paint for my wall. So I painted my wall behind me with the chalk paint, but it looks really, it makes everything kind of pop out. So today I'm going to, now I was practicing, so I already have a cup with the colors that I was using in it, but it's dry. So just get a clean cup, okay? It can be dirty as long as it's dry. And you're going to pour the colors that you want to pour on your pumpkin. So here's my white pumpkin. All right. Can you see it? So you're going to use your white pumpkin, and I'm going to get some paint of the colors that I want. So I chose the neon colors. All right. So here's my cup. I'm going to use neon yellow. Oops. Already got a blob on me. Neon yellow. Ooh. How about, this is my favorite. Look at that. Ooh, love that one. So again, this is called pouring acrylic paint. And I'm going to put it right on top. Pink. Look at that. Can you see that? And look at this pretty purple. Purple. Don't be shy with the paint, okay? This, you use a lot of paint, depending on the size of your pumpkin. And now I'm going to use some blue. There's also metallic in here, so if you want to add metallic, but today I'm going to focus on the really bright colors, okay? All right. Now, same thing. You want to have a base to put your pumpkin on so it doesn't drip all over the place. So you could put a canvas underneath it. You could put a plate underneath it. Anything to catch your paint. So let me make some room here. Let's see if this fits on the plate. All right. And Randy's helping me behind the scenes. Randy, we may have to go to the overhead camera for this one. Thank you. All right, let's move the gauze. It's cheesecloth. So the first project was cheesecloth. All right, let's get this out of the way. Now you guys can see my quick cleanup. And we're going to go to the second project, okay? Or third, depending on. Yeah. All right, so here's my pumpkin. All right. This is so fun, you guys. I'm so excited. So now I have my cup of paint. You see that? Look at that. Ooh. And let's put it over here. Let's get my cord out of the way. Just want you guys to be able to see this okay. All right. Okay. And then I'll hold it back up, but I want you to see the top of it. So here's my cup. Look at that. And I just poured all that paint in there. And if you want, you can pour the paint on the stem, but you don't have to. And I'm going to drizzle this like that. And it's going to start running down the sides, and I'm hoping it's going to go right into that plate. And again, you can use a canvas underneath it and end up with two artworks. I got a glare, but it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to keep pouring. And you can always go back into it with more color. See that? So you're seeing a lot of the glare because I'm so good with lighting, but you can see it better. And what's going to happen is I'm going to take that pumpkin and I'm going to tilt it so that the paint on top pours down the pumpkin, pours down the pumpkin. And this is another one. It's going to take about 24 hours to dry. I'm going to see. I thought if I lowered the light, maybe you guys could see it better. Hold on one second. I want to try to get rid of that glare for you guys. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to give it a whirl. All right, let's lower this. That's a little bit better. Okay, so I am going to continue to swirl my paint. And again, if you want, you can add more paint to your cup. Really fun, really easy, takes time to dry. So you know, this would be a really fun Halloween party activity. So I'm going to put a little bit more in my cup. So I have yellow. So you have 32 ounce 2-ounce bottles. And I have like a set of neon colors. Then you have pearl, metallic. The pink is super, super fun. And then purple. Let's just do, well, I think I have a lot of purple on there right now. Let's just do a little smidge of purple. All right. And I'm going to tilt it so you guys can see the side. Ready? Isn't that fun? Can you see that? And you're just going to let it drip and marbleize. You can leave white spaces showing. And again, you can use whatever colors you want to paint your pumpkin. It's really fun to do. And like I said, you can paint your stem if you want to. And, you know, I like to use the artificial pumpkin because I can have it for next year, right? And you can leave these out for Thanksgiving. They make really fun gifts. And you just keep swirling around. Look at my plate. So my plate has a bunch of paint on it. In case you guys see that. But you can also do it on canvas. And the canvas could catch all your extra paint. Let me wipe off my hands. And I'm going to show you guys. Look at that. And again, I could add more. I could just, you know, maybe put some more blue. Maybe I need some more blue over here. So I could just put some more blue in my cup. See that? And then I can add a little bit more blue over here. You could do the whole thing in your favorite colors, sorority colors, college colors. That's how you customize it, right? And make it your own. And then you have to set it aside and let it dry. So once you guys are done with that, you're going to end up with something like this when it's dry. Look at how cool that is. Okay. I just got a pink fingerprint on it. Now, if you don't like it, you can go to the sink and rinse the whole thing off and start again. But I just love how different they come out every single time. So I think it's, again, really fun. I am using the Arteza acrylic pouring paint. All right. And there you have it. So there's just, again, a few little fun Halloween activities for you guys. So let's recap real quick. We did our cute little gauze cheesecloth ghost. You can make them any size. Really, really fun, gooey, a little messy, right? Takes 24 hours to dry, and then you can kind of sculpt them into whatever shape you want. See that? You can make little hands. You could have a little boy and a little girl. So that's our first craft for today, cheesecloth ghosts with some black acrylic paint eyes. You can also use black felt. You can use, I wouldn't use magic marker because I don't think it's thick enough. I don't have black felt. I have black paint. Again, it dries, doesn't smudge, easy to use. So that's what I did there. And again, these are dry. And here's our little girl. We got to give them a name. There's our little girl one. Okay, so we have a little boy and a little girl. You have the puffy fabric paint that you can use, again, on a faux pumpkin. I like faux pumpkins because you can use them again next year. These are all coming out again next year. And then we have our marbleizing paint pouring pumpkins, and you can customize it and make it your own with whatever colors you want. So I just got a big pink fingerprint on mine. While it's wet, where to go? While it's wet, you guys, it comes right off. Okay, so maybe I like it on there, but I do need some water. But see, if I make a mistake, while it's wet, it comes off. If I don't like the way this one came out, I can go wash it off, but I like it. So I'm going to leave it alone. And then I have the other one here that I did in autumn colors. And it's a smaller pumpkin as well. So that's what I have for you guys today. I used not that much stuff. Cheesecloth, Elmer's glue, water, paintbrush, styrofoam plates, Arteza pouring paint. I used the Tulip glow in the dark puffy paint. I used some nice sharp art scissors that I have to go wash because they have glue on them. And that's what I have for you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Denyse with Artist at Heart Paint Party. You guys have a great, wonderful, happy Halloween and be safe out there, okay? Enjoy. Thanks for watching.